Once again, back, it's the incredible Dale Valor's Inner Game Podcast. I'm rapper turned dating coach Dale Valor, your inner game wingman. Listen, here's the deal. If you're new to this podcast, what we're talking about is inner game. What is inner game? Inner game is the relationship that you have with you. If all the other relationships in your life are suffering, in large part, and usually it's due to the relationship that you have with you sucks, right? So if you don't like yourself, how can you expect anybody else to either? So here's the deal, man. We're going to go deep on so many inner game concepts in this podcast. I really am glad that you're here. If you're new to the podcast, welcome. If you're a long timer, welcome back. And let's hop in. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Once again, Dale Valor's Inner Game Podcast. And I'm really excited about this particular episode because it's not very often that we do a part two with somebody, because usually everybody kind of rubs Shabam the wrong way. And then we have to have an argument about it. And then I'm like, I kind of like the person. Shabam's like, man, screw them. I don't like them at all. And, but to her credit, Beatrice Zamfir passed the Shabam test. So, so I hit her up. I'm like, hey, you got to do a part two with us. And she was like, I'm super down. I'm paraphrasing because that's not what she said at all. But nonetheless, she's here and I'm glad to have her back, as well as my trusted confidant, Shabam. And so I'm really excited about this. Great to have you back, Beatrice. And I've been looking forward to this conversation. I don't know, like the last 3 weeks, because I know we had to reschedule once and stuff like that. And today was looking a little bit shaky too, but we made it happen, figured it out and everything. So Beatrice, you good?
Hi, Joe. Thank you so much for having me. Such a pleasure to be here today.
No doubt. No doubt. Of course, we're going to have you back because, as you know, we've talked about this before, and Shabam certainly knows, I'm a huge advocate of hypnotherapy and hypnosis in general, and so you're masterful at it. I see you post your testimonials basically every day. And, that, and I'll tell you this, it inspired me to do the same thing. Like I always did kind of post them in my stories on social media, but I was like, I got to do what she's doing. Let me start posting them regularly in my regular feed, so people see what's going on. But it looks like you're doing a lot, you're helping a lot of people and getting them to where they need to be. And I remember last time we spoke about rapid conversational hypnosis and things like that. And that was an eye opener for me because I just simply wasn't aware of it, but I studied it to death after that episode. And so I think I got a pretty good handle on that now. But we were talking before we hit record here, and you were telling me a little bit about the new venture that you're working on and you got coming out. And so what's that all about?
So I'm still training other therapists in advanced conversational hypnosis. I'm still having live trainings with them. Mm-hmm. And of course, we have the group for support and everything. And they are always they're able to reach out to me. Now when I'm working on a project which will help many, many, many people. It's not just for hypnotherapists or for therapists, but it's for people who have problems in their relationships, maybe who have problems with money, with their health. So how this works, so this therapy is going to have the most effective principles from hypnotherapy, psychotherapy, neuroscience, manifestation, and internal family systems. So they will have the most effective principles from all of this, and cognitive behavioral therapy. So after we will work on the trauma and all the limiting beliefs that they are having, the program that they have in their unconscious mind, which is not helping them and is holding them back from having a great relationship, or maybe to find their ideal person, or maybe to have more success in their life, in their career, to find a better job, or to improve their health. Because we all know that illnesses. There are many people creating illnesses with their mind um, due to traumatic events, and they have no idea about that. So they can also improve their health, and it will change their entire life.
That's awesome. Now, is it a thing of where it's interactive with you? Or is it a thing of like you have pre-recordings and it's like a recording structure type of program, or like how's the systematically, how does it work?
So it's going to be a 6 months program, but during this, they will also have recordings and everything on the platform for the course. But also, we're going to have weekly live calls where they'll be able to ask me anything they need, and we'll also do classes, and I'm going to help them live.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we're going to do classes on Zoom every week. So they'll be able to have also support. And of course, they will have access to me anytime they need help. We're also going to have a private WhatsApp group for support and Facebook group.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm going to make sure that, they will have the results that they're coming for. So
Now, you know, like I'm no stranger to programs and things like that. Okay. I'm a big believer in, if you need something figured out and you don't know how to do it, you go get help. You go learn from somebody who does know what they're doing in that particular field that you're trying to learn, And so I've never been one to be resistant of like coaching or anything like that. And, one thing about programs, and I'd love to get your take on this, people join a program for a litany of different reasons. And like, you got to broke it down yourself. Like, maybe you're struggling financially, or maybe, relationship help or releasing trauma, so there's all these different areas in which somebody could, potentially need help. Right. How do you shift gears between like, okay, so if you have a pre-recorded video, is it speaking to one particular thing, or is it speaking to like, it doesn't matter what you're dealing with, this is the way to start, engaging with that and working your way through it?
Yeah. So for every single issue, I'm going to make hypnosis, recordings, masterclasses, videos, live classes, and so on. So they'll be able to change every single area of their life in this academy.
That's
so
awesome.
In 6 months, they will change. They will work on all the trauma that they've been through. Mm-hmm. They will get rid of all the blockages that is holding them back, maybe to have a great relationship, because many people, they manifest the breakups that they're going through from the trauma and from the self-concept that they have about themselves.
I get you.
And they have no idea why. After some time, the thoughts that you're thinking predominantly, this is what is manifesting in your life.
Yeah.
That is good.
No doubt. Bad. Wait, what did you say? I didn't catch that last part.
Whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. So have you ever thought of something like even good, and you were saying, I really want this thing out, I really want, and you keep thinking of that, and then after some time it happened?
Yeah, for sure.
Because also when you get into that state, like it already happened and I have that, and you truly know within yourself, because of course you are also a coach and you probably worked through your blockages and everything what was holding you back. Once you do that, then you're going to be able to manifest anything you want in your life. Because when you have a wish, it's because that wish is for you. Mm-hmm. It's just in another universe and you need to bring it to you.
What would you say to somebody who, actually, let me preface what I'm about to ask first. Like we all three of us, we all know that limiting beliefs are a thing, right? People, I can't do this because of X, Y, and Z. And it's like, well, that X, Y, and Z isn't really that big of a deal. You're just kind of getting in your own way at this point, But I do believe there's something to be said for having realistic expectations. All right. So meaning the example I like is, I don't care how much you want to be an NFL quarterback. If you don't have arms, you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to happen. You know, it just isn't. What do you say to somebody who, like, they have, you know, kind of this pie in the sky type of goal or something like that, and they don't think that it's possible, and you're kind of like, yeah, it's kind of not probably possible for this person, you know, but you don't want to tell them, you know, like, no, you know, reel that in a little bit, you know, you don't want to tell them that because now it seems like you're establishing limiting beliefs, you know what I mean? So what do you tell somebody who's in that position where it's just like they got this grandiose goal that's just a little unrealistic?
First, you need to, it depends on the goal also. For instance, it depends where they are in their life.
Right.
Because a person that sets a goal, oh, I want to make 2 million pounds or dollars in 1 year. Mm-hmm. Okay. What are you going to do to make that money? Do you have a plan or something?
Right.
First, of course, you have to get rid of limiting beliefs. And it works like you reprogram your mind, and then you're going to be able to do all the work that you need to do in order to get where you want to be, to achieve your goal. Mm-hmm. And that's what hypnosis does. This is what I do with people. But also, okay, what talent do you have, or what business do you have that will bring you to make that money, right? Mm-hmm. Do you have talent? Do you have something that you give to the world? Do you have something that you can monetize?
Right.
We have to be very specific with that.
Yeah.
But it's not to have a wish. I want that, but okay, how I'm going to make that?
Mm-hmm. I get you. What if what they want doesn't align with, how can I word this?
With their beliefs? Yes, it's not really happening. Because if deep down they believe, I'm not good enough to have that $1 million or that house or that relationship. Mm-hmm. What they will do, they will just self-sabotage, and they will not get to have that thing because they don't believe they are worthy of having that thing.
Right.
It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, because then you're like, it, you know, like reestablishes whatever limiting belief they had. Mm-hmm. Because let's say it's like, I cannot, like you said, like, no, I cannot date a beautiful girl, for example. That's the limiting belief. Now, when, you know, it doesn't work out, she dumps him. He's like, see, I told you so. It's not going to work. It's, you know, that mentality that they just like reinforce the same limiting belief over and over again.
Yeah, 100%. I see that. I see that play out all the time. I mean, I'm sure you do too, Beatrice. You know, where, for instance, I was just talking to a guy yesterday in DMs, you know, and he's telling me, he's just like, I don't know how you can actually help me, Dale. He was like, because, you know, women just hate me for no good reason. They just hate me. And I'm like, well, okay, define hate. Are you just not getting any attention and you're defining that as hate? Because that's not how I define hate. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, what I'm trying to instill in this guy is that, hey, look, it's not that they hate you. It's just they're just not happy with what you're doing. Meaning, like, if he's walking up trying to start a conversation and he says something stupid, or he just, you know, is really uncalibrated and just, you know, or his body language is just all kinds of terrible or whatever. I'm like, it's what you're doing, man. It's not who you are. You know, if we can fix what you're doing, it's going to be a lot more successful for you. Right. And so a lot of times I think that people, what they do is they internalize their experiences to make an assessment or a commentary on who they are as an individual, as opposed to just like, okay, this is me, but this is what I'm doing over here. These are just, you know, distinctively different things. Right.
Thanks. Yeah.
So, yeah, you know, like I agree with that 100%. So with your new program, is this something that, like, I know you said it's like a 6-month course. Now, Have you rolled that out yet, or is it coming out?
It's coming out. Yeah. So it's almost ready.
Okay, cool. I know you're excited. I know you got to be,
Yeah, she has that smile.
I know when I got something new that I'm about to start doing or put out or whatever, like my new book, like I'm probably my editor. I've been driving this dude crazy. I'm like, come on, man. You got to get this thing done, man. And so I know that you got to be excited about getting that thing out there. Is there a limit in terms of how many people that you can have in the program at a time?
There's no limit. It's just that in the beginning, we're not going to take so many people. It's probably not going to be a limit later on when I'm going to have other mentors. But for now, I'm just going to take a certain amount of people, maybe 10, 15, that I can coach them and help them myself.
I get you.
And of course, after that, later on, we're going to take other mentors. And yes, there will be no limit because I'm going to take more mentors. But now, it's going to be a limit.
All right. Okay. I got you. Now, is this program, is it for men and women, or is it just?
Yes, for both. For men and women.
Okay, cool. Now, you working with both men and women, like for me, it's all men, you know what I mean? So I don't really typically get to work with women on the hypnosis level all that much, except for, every once in a while, somebody I know, or, just something like that. But it's very far and few between. And so what are some of the differences that you see in working with both? I guess more so in a dating or relationship context, what are you seeing that men are coming to you for that, and women are coming to you for? Is there a difference? Is it kind of the same? Is it like what's going on there?
Kind of the same. Most people, they are coming after a breakup.
Ah, okay.
Or women, they have troubles in their relationship and they are like almost to break up or divorce. Or yes, but men mostly after the breakup, they're very down, very depressed. And they are at a point in their life where they feel like, okay, there's no solution for me. They're very depressed. They're very down. And then I'm showing them, look, there is a solution for them, because this is what all people who are depressed believe. There is no solution for me and I'll be like this for the rest of my life, which is not true. And this is what I'm showing them, and the results are incredible.
So when they come to you post breakup like that, is it mainly like that they broke up with their girlfriend or something, or is it that they got dumped by their girlfriend? They
got dumped.
Okay, I got you.
They got dumped, or maybe people who have been in toxic relationships, again, they've been dumped, but after that, they are, after you've been in a toxic relationship, many people have very low self-esteem. They don't believe in themselves anymore. They don't believe they are worth it. They don't believe that they will ever find another relationship. And they feel very, very down. So that's what we work on, to improve their confidence, their self-belief, to believe in love again, to get them to have and attract their ideal relationship again through healing. Because this is what I do. It works like you reprogram your mind. If you are aware of advanced conversational hypnosis, it's fantastic and really helps. Now,
what if, I know for me, like guys that I work with and things like that, I'm really big on personal responsibility, right? So do you ever have clients that come to you that are like, hey, I'm down, I'm depressed. My girl broke up with me, and, my self-esteem's just shot and everything. And as you talk to this person, you're like, you kind of brought this on yourself, man. You sound like a terrible boyfriend. Now I'm sure you don't say that outright, but how do you instill in the guys that you're working with, that it's like, okay, yes, horrible situation you went through. Got it. But this could have been nipped in the bud if you were just a better partner, or just, a better listener, communicated better, things like that. Like, how do you get them to own up to their own, the sticking points that they have that, that they may not even be aware of, and they're thinking it's something completely different. She just broke up with me because she's a terrible person, and now I feel bad.
I don't really give them I give them advice after I'm finishing the hypnosis session, because the subconscious mind doesn't like to be told what needs to do.
Mm-hmm.
So instead, I'm working on these beliefs to find out the real reason why they break up. How was her behavior towards him? How was his behavior towards her?
Mm-hmm.
And so on. And after that, then I'm going to give them conscious advices.
Okay. Got you. And I'm sure your advice comes off much better after doing a session, as opposed to, all right, let me tell you about you.
Yeah.
Because it's the blockages from the unconscious mind. This is what we need to get rid of, because many people, the people that we attract in our life,
mm-hmm.
we attract them. They are like mirrors. They are just mirroring what we have to heal, our trauma. For instance, people who have been in toxic relationships, they have very low self-esteem.
Yeah.
And toxic people, they are only attracted by these people with very low self-esteem, because they know they can do whatever they want to them. They will not say anything because they have very low self-esteem. They are just like, oh, it's good that I even have a relationship. But they don't have the power to say, no, I don't like that.
Yeah.
So once you increase your confidence, your self-esteem, your self-belief, you're not going to have any more toxic relationships. A toxic person, also the same, have very low self-esteem, but they are toxic. So they only want to be with people who have very low self-esteem, but they are good people, because they can control them. They can do whatever they want to them because they will not say anything.
So the way I'm interpreting that is basically teaching them to set boundaries. Like, you can't talk to me
at an unconscious level first.
Yeah.
At an unconscious level, because when you do that, what I do is go to the root cause of the problem, why they have very low self-esteem, why they don't believe in themselves, why they believe that they deserve this relationship like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, our subconscious mind have unlimited resources with solutions that works for every single person, because it's not enough for me to tell them, okay, this is the solution that is going to work for you, because it's not going to work like that. The subconscious mind is going to reject that solution that I'm going to give to that person. But instead, I'm going to the root cause of the problem and then put them in a state, in trance, where they'll be able to find their own solution, because our subconscious mind have unlimited solutions.
Mm-hmm.
And then after they're out of trance, I'm testing them to see if they still have the problem anymore.
I got you.
How is their self-esteem now? How they feel about the problem? And then
it's better if they understand the problem themselves rather than you telling them. Because like Dale's example, if you tell them like you say advice, instead of you giving them advice, they themselves understanding, oh, okay, that relation didn't work out because I was doing so and so. And it's better if they understand it themselves rather than you telling it to them.
And it's important for people to change at an unconscious level, because we are always on autopilot. The subconscious mind is running us. Whatever we do in our lives on a daily basis, it's coming from the unconscious mind. Think about when you are driving. Sometimes you don't even realize how you get to that place.
Yeah, I've used that example all the time. The driving.
Autopilot. So that's the same with all the beliefs that we have. So once a person is changing at an unconscious level, suddenly after some time, because there is a processing time, after a few weeks or maybe a few months, they will start to act completely different, and they will just reactivate the person that they've been once before having these troubles. They'll be very confident, very aware of their qualities and their worth, and self-belief. So they'll be completely different. And they're like, wow, I don't know how this happened. Even them, they are like shocked in a good way.
So, and you're doing this primarily, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you're doing this primarily through rapid transformation or rapid conversational hypnosis?
So I had also other trainings, but I'm using the most advanced conversational hypnosis. I'm doing
Gotcha.
transformational therapy, but the fastest is advanced conversational hypnosis.
Advanced, yeah. What did I say? Rapid or something? Yeah, we're on the same page. So. Okay. Well, man, I know that you got a lot of information out of this particular episode. Listen, if you need to go a little bit deeper, always feel free to reach out to me. Look, there's a few ways you can do that. You can shoot me an email. You can send me a DM. I'm easy to find, but the best place that you can find me is at freegiftfromdale.com. It's in the description of the episode, and you're going to get a couple of free gifts there. You'll get the first chapter of my book, Inner Game, and you will also find an exercise to help you find out about yourself and who you really, truly are at the core, okay? And listen, if you haven't subscribed to the channel or the podcast, make sure you do so, man. It takes you 1 second to do it. It means the world to us here, okay? If you know somebody who could really use this information, feel free to share it, man. Don't hold it to yourself. You know what I mean? So we will see you in the next one.